Good morning. Today we're just going to add some permanent solar power to the camper. The first thing I have to do is take this shelf off and make it a little bit bigger. I was going to build a whole new shelf, but I really don't want to leave the house and go to the lumber store, so I'm just going to see if I got some scraps so we can kind of take this apart and make it better. So let's do that. So the shelf just comes off real easy. Have a few screws and have my little ledge system here, room for growth. So I'll be building it out about probably 3 inches just to have some extra room. Yep, we got a few scraps. We're gonna scrap this together. It's gonna be just fine. All right, so now we got our little shelf here, all Frankenstein, back together with some spare pieces. I'm just gonna stain it to match. Kept the angle so I don't come out my head. The rear wall goes right here. So we have plenty of room for plug action. That's gonna be awesome. Then the side wall will be right here. So I have probably a good 1/4 inch so that can fit in there fairly snug and not go anywhere while I'm driving around. So while I wait for the wood glue to dry on that, I'm going to mount my flexible panel right here. So the first thing I got to do is clean this off. It's a little dusty. It drizzled a little this morning. I live in the desert. Dirt is just a common thing. It's a constant. So I'm gonna clean this real quick, and then we'll talk about how we're gonna stick this to my poor man's fiberglass roof. Well, it looks like my paint is not only dusty, but it got oxidized and some of it's coming off. So I might have to throw an epoxy type paint up here just for some longevity. But we're going to move forward and see if we can glue this down to this roof here. So I've reached out to my friend Dave at Endgame Campers. He's been my spirit animal through this whole build here, and I asked him what he sticks his flexible solar panels to roofs with, and he uses this 3M tape adhesive. But he wasn't sure how it was going to work on top of the poor man's fiberglass here because this is a porous surface, not a smooth surface. So got a little test piece right here. We'll see. We'll let that sit there for a minute and then see how that. We'll try to pull it off and see what it does. All right, let's see what we got going here. So I picked on this corner, and it won't re-stick. So we're just gonna, it's got some pretty good tension on it. I don't know, man. Well, I'm not gonna use that. Plan B. All right, well, fortunately there's grommets so we can screw this down. So I'm just going to put a bead of Dynaflex around the edge just to keep moisture from getting under this thing and doing weird things to my poor man's fiberglass. And then with a little, that'll help it adhere a little bit better too, hopefully. So we'll see. I don't think that's going anywhere. I'm still going to screw it down just as a redundancy and keep this on here. I tested this panel out and it works great, so I'm super excited to get this plumbed into the camper. All right, so we put some silicone down, or this Dynaflex stuff. Got the light gray to kind of match. So I got the screws in here. There's 6, plus there's a perfect sealed circle under here. and then I had some little wire hold downs, screwed those in, then I unscrewed them, filled those holes with the silicone, then screwed them back in, and then drilled 2 holes under here and ran my wires in there. Now it's all together and it's all waterproof. That's the easy part. Now we got to go wire it up on the inside now. All right, now that we got the roof panel installed and plumbed through the roof, all proper, I put some MC4 ends on the end of that, and now I have to take this Anderson plug here and put some MC4 connectors on here. So ultimately it's going to look like this. This little Zamp plug here. Make it look like that. So I have purchased a kit off the Amazon, a crimper, and a bunch of MC4 connectors and the innards for each one. We'll go over how to do that real quick. Okay, I got this here Predator 350 power station from Harbor Freight. Thing's been working awesome. And now this is the back side of it. There's a couple ways you can charge it. There's a wire that you plug into the wall for like a 120. It plugs right into here and that'll charge it. Or if you want to do the DC 12 volt, the input is right there. So this is an Anderson plug. So that's how that goes in there. And now we just have to put the MC4 connectors on here so we can plug it directly into my 100-watt solar panel I put on my roof. The first thing you got to do is strip the wires. These wires come pre-cut, so you just have to pull the little ends off. Give a little twist so they don't get all messy. There we go. Alright, this is the business end of the MC4 connectors. You have a male and a female. They'll plug in like that. So we have a negative and positive coming off the solar panel. So this female is going to be on the positive side, or the red wire of this Anderson plug. Now it gets confusing when you're making an MC4 connector, because these are the innards, the part that actually conduct the flow of electricity, and this is the male one. This is the female one. It's a little bit bigger, right? So they go inside each other. Just the way it is. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is clamp this onto the red wire. Alright, to clamp it, you have this special clamp tool. It's a LY2546B. It's specifically for MC4 connectors. So I need the male piece here. I'm going to slide it in from the back right here. Just squeeze it a little bit. So it's just holding right in there. And then I'm going to take the red. I'm just going to squeeze this together and watch that go. Squeeze it all the way until it comes back open. I like to go to the next smaller one and give a little special squeeze here. Give a little extra. Boom. That's not going anywhere. Then you take this, you unscrew it. It has a cap and then a compression sleeve. So you'll run the cap over. Make sure you do the compression sleeve. It will go this way so that these fingers can close in on the wire. And then this just goes on here. Push it in until you feel it lock into place. And then all you do is tighten this down. Maybe. Sweet. Now, this kit comes with these tools to clamp that piece down. So you slide this in there, and then this, get that on there, tighten it down. Oh, there we go. In there. There we go. All right, now we're going to do the other side. So the other side is the male plastic piece and the female innard piece. Trust me. So first thing we're going to do is grab our pliers. I stick this through the back. Oh, it's a little wide, so I'm just going to pinch that a little bit. There we go. Slide that right in there. I got to squeeze this a little bit just to hold it in place. And then I'm going to slide the black wire. Oh, it's a little crooked. Black wire in here. Oh. Clean that up a little bit. Squeeze that. A little extra loving. There we go. Good connection. All right. And just like before, we'll unscrew this. So this will go here. This will go like this. And this will go in here. And push that in until you feel it click in. There we go. Oh yeah. Then push this in here so it centers. And then just tighten this up. Boom. There we go. Bam. Now we're going to plug this thing in and see if it works. I'm going to run up to the Fortress of Solitude today. I'm going to run my fridge the whole time. It's a little cloudy, threatening thunderstorms here and there. It is monsoon season here in Las Vegas. So we're going to see if this works. All right. So it seems to be working. I'm going to clean all this up, don't you worry. Just making sure it all works first before we get all crazy. Got my 12 volt cigarette lighter plug going here. Run into this. It is 41 degrees. Got a few drinks in there and whatnot. So right now it's not really drawing anything. I only have 12 volts or 12 watts going in because it's cloudy outside. So I'll crank this down. We'll do 37. And then see if that kicks back on here and we'll start using power. There we go. We got 53 watts going out, 12 watts coming in, only because it's overcast. If the sun was shining, we'd be getting a little bit more. We'll check back. We are loaded up and we are en route to the Fortress of Solitude. Looks like it's going to take a little longer than I anticipated though. It looks like we might hit some rain here in about 45 minutes. We'll see. So I came up here with the intent to test out my newly installed permanent solar panel, and the weather didn't really cooperate. Didn't have a lot of sunlight. Nonetheless, when I got here, it was about 74%. The fridge was running just fine. It got down to about 40, so I turned it off. And then this morning, I just leave everything all plugged in, and it went back up to 100%. Just charged right back up. Now it's been raining for the last hour and cloudy and whatnot, so I'll tell you, this works way better. I'm a fan. So we're going to run it all the way home. We'll leave here about half an hour, and then we're going to drive back to Las Vegas. I believe it's sunny there, so we'll see how that all goes. Ate all my food, so all I have in here is some drinks and whatnot, so no big deal. So we're just going to run it and see what it does. All right, so we've returned back from Utah. It was cloudy most of the way, and I let the fridge run here, and that's where we're at. We're at 77%. Fridge is still running. I set it at 41 degrees. Seems to be like a good one. So what I'll tell you is, this is a success. Yeah, this is like endless power. This is amazing. I got that little solar panel up there. It's permanently mounted, so it's making 59 watts right now. Amazing. We're blessed with great sunlight here, so all right, I'm a fan. If you like this kind of thing, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this thing with some friends. I appreciate all of you who have subscribed. If you have any questions, please ask and I will answer the best I can. I read all the comments. Love all of you who have subscribed. I really appreciate it. So thanks for watching Bearded Adventure.